lads, we've got another episode of the Pars Roundup. This one's going to be obviously looking forward to the Morton game. Unfortunately, looking back at the Alloa game and the shortcomings that came there, and perhaps maybe dabbling into the reserve game that happened in the beginning of the week. Enjoy. As I said, we're going to unfortunately have to look back to the Alloa game. I'm only going to do it briefly because I really can't be arsed talking about it either. I think it's fair to say that the team is just so underperforming now. We're not playing to the levels we could possibly be because the players we've got, it gets said every week that we should be challenging up at the top end, and we're just not just now, and we're not even looking like a team that is getting unlucky with the results or performances. We just are playing bad, and we're deserving of being where we are right now. There was only one team that really deserved to come out with anything from that game at Saturday, and it was Alloa. In terms of a win anyway, they probably deserved it more than we did in terms of chances created. Johnson said in his post-match kind of interview that Alloa barely tested Robinson, when that just wasn't true, because Alloa had two clear-cut chances. I think one was in the first half, and there was definitely one in the second half where Robinson had to come out and make himself big and save it, and he did well to do that, which is fair enough to him. But to claim that Alloa barely had a good chance in the game to actually win it, it's just wrong. As well as that being wrong, there was just so many things wrong with the kind of tactics and just little things in the game that just makes it not go our way no matter what. Playing Robbie Muirhead on the wing, get that in the bin for one thing. I've never been a fan of that, and I never will be. I get the fact that he's played there for the last 2.5 years with MK Dons and a bit with Hearts before he left there, but he's done not very much in the last 2.5 years either. So can you really stand for him being out there, especially when he could be such a threat up top? Something that really irked me today was Johnson saying in his match preview for this game, Morton away, he said that we stopped passing the ball in the Alloa game and we kind of resorted to playing high balls. But he went on to say in the same sentence that it's because we don't have a 6'5" striker up front that we're struggling when we don't pass the ball on the ground. What about the 6'3" striker that's sitting out on the right wing and taking corners? I get that Ryan Williamson's a very tall player and he doesn't go up for corners, but Robbie Muirhead is your best actual attacker, and Ryan Williamson is a very good attacker for us. He's a good attacking outlet, but you can't stand for basically your main man striker in terms of height and presence and stuff, taking the corners, getting punted out on the right wing. He done the same with Declan McManus last year. I remember being at Queen of the South away when he did it. Callum Smith played out on the wing as well in that same game. So it's not exactly the first time that he's tried it within a team. So I don't know where he's getting those type of quotes from. I don't even know why he bothers saying it, because it's almost like he's forgotten that he's got Robbie Muirhead as an option. Could easily play him up front, could easily be still pumping the high balls, and Robbie Muirhead could be bringing it in. I just don't get it. I'll dabble in the wee reserve game. I mentioned it in Punt It Long. We got through to the next round of the Cup. Willow Flood turned up, Tom Beadland scored in his return to action, and aye, that was basically it. It was a good game. Dunfermline played well. I would say we did massively deserve it. I think Queen of the South development side are in the league below our development side because we're in the highest league, and I think Queen of the South are in one of the East, West or whatever leagues. So the quality did kind of show, despite the fact we do have a really young youth side. Obviously we had Callum Smith and Tom Beadland playing, which kind of played to our advantage a bit, but we came out on top and we did look really convincing in the win, which is more than you can say for the first team right now. And now on to the game that really matters now, Morton away. All that stuff's kind of in the past, and if I'm being honest, looking forward to this game, I'm just not looking forward to it. I'm not confident at all. Last season we went to Morton twice and lost stupid goals in the last minute, and I was there both times, and it was just as frustrating the second time as it was the first. We've not exactly had the best record against Morton in the last season. Even at home at East End Park we didn't beat them at all last season, so we've really struggled against Morton in the last year, and if I'm being honest, I don't see it changing. Obviously I'm going to go to the game and hope that Dunfermline can pull off a win and we can finally get our season back on track, but with Alan Johnson having 3 vital games to come up until the next international break, or for us the next Ironbrew Cup game against Alloa, these next 3 games are vital for him, I think. Morton away, Partick Thistle at home on the Friday night next Friday, and Falkirk away the week after that. So you've got 3 vital games coming up and I just don't know what the outcome will be for that. As I said, I'll go to the games being hopeful, but at the moment you can't really blame me for not thinking that we're going to come out on a negative light. I'm not going to bother going through my full team and explaining it all again. I'm just going to make it pop up on the screen just the once this time, and I'll leave it up for a good bit so that you can have a look at it and maybe comment your team below what you would play or any changes you'd make to my team perhaps. Right, so here's my team. I've went with Robinson in goal, Craig in at right back, because Johnson did say in his interview that Ryan Williamson's getting better by the day, but kind of hinted that he might not be fully fit for this Saturday, so I'll go with Craig in at right back. Centre halves, Ashcroft and Durnin. I mean, I would want Devine to play, but I just can't see it, and if I'm being honest, I mean, Durnin's kept 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games, so it can't really be him that's the problem at the moment. Jackson Longledge at left back, simple choice for me. Right wing I'm going to stick with Aidan Connolly. I believe he's worth a start. He came on against Alloa and we finally actually got some shots on goal when he came on, so I would start him this game and just see what he's got to offer for the start, because he's always had sub appearances since his arrival really. That's been his main contribution, so let's see what he can do for the start. In the middle of the park, although they didn't have the best of games last week, I would stick with him for this game. It's a dodgy decision, but I'll go with Joe Thompson and James Vincent. Tom Beadland will be nowhere near fully fit to play a full first team game yet, so I wouldn't even think about putting him in. The only other viable option for me now is Mallory Martin coming into the side. It's a possibility, but for now I'm going to stick with Joe Thompson and James Vincent. On the left wing, Louis Longridge linking up with his brother Jackson. Again, easy pick. I mentioned it in the last week's video, the last week's Pars Roundup, that they two have probably been our best signings so far, and Louis Longridge coming off last week was a bit of a weird one, but I still think he should start, and see if I see Robbie Muirhead on one of the wings, that'll be the end of it for me. And since Johnson seems to think that us passing on the ground makes us far better, which he's correct, it does, then I would play Andy Ryan and Faisal up front for this game. Andy Ryan is your poacher type striker, Faisal's the workhorse. They could work off each other really well, and we've not actually had a chance to see that yet. And they were both great goal scorers at League 1 level, and I know it's a completely different level when you come up to the Championship. You're no longer playing against majority part-time sides, but I think they two could possibly link up well together, and it gives Robbie Muirhead a rest after he's played near enough 2 full games in the last 2 weeks, where he has looked a bit leggy at the end of last week's game as well, so I would stick Andy Ryan and Faisal up front. So there's my team. So that's what I thought. What do you think about the game that's coming up? Again, I'm not that confident. I'm hoping that we can go there and pull off something, but I'm going more as just kind of my ritual to go to Dunfermline games these days, so I'm just going to go and hope for the best. And that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like, comment down below, as I said, your team for tomorrow, and any thoughts you've got on the Dunfermline situation now. Has Alan Johnson got those 3 games just to save his job, or does he have more time, or does it really depend on the results? That's a bit of a stupid question. Of course it depends on the results. And subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will be the vlog for tomorrow's game, hopefully it will be a win, or at least a positive result in some light. I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.